Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to my King Arthur Legends Rise mobile game content. So today I want to talk to you about the release plans. I'm so excited. I've been waiting on this. I've been playing in pre-release version of the game for about the last couple weeks now. I didn't get into it any earlier because honestly I've been so focused on Game of Thrones Legends that I just didn't really have time to look outside of that. But as Game of Thrones Legends is getting kind of long in the tooth, I've recently been looking for something new to play, and King Arthur Legends Rise is it. It is going to be a very cool game. It's going to be a Raid Shadow Legends killer, or a style of that vein. A lot of people are asking, is it going to be the Raid Shadow killer? I don't know, but it is on par to be an excellent game in the same kind of vein as Raid Shadow Legends, with daily dungeons that you can do, hero building, hero pulling, summoning, collecting of heroes, and you have some city building mechanics built in and a lot of other cool things that I really like personally. It makes it a very, very fun game. Tonight is going to be the launch, and it was scheduled to be tomorrow, but I guess, right around midnight is when it's going to take place. Right here you can see the schedule on 11/27 Wednesday. It's actually going to be right before Wednesday ticks over. You can take these times and plug them into your browser and, just say what is UTC to, whatever time zone you are, like CST or EST or whatever. And that'll tell you exactly when it's going to happen. I can kind of give you a heads up as to when, because right now at the making of this video, this is where we're at right now. What has happened is the pre-release client has been taken down so that they can upload the new version to the servers, get everything ready to go, launch the game, and it's going to launch in exactly 3 hours from now. So that's where we're at right now, and this is really cool that Netmarble does this. A lot of games don't do something like this to kind of help you know where you're at in the process. I think this is really, really neat. I like this a lot. But that's where we're at. We're waiting for the release, and it's 3 hours away. So that's not really that big of a deal. We're going to be able to come back in 3 hours, download your pre-release or your release client for whichever device you want to play on, whether it be Android, iOS on iPhones or iPads, or PC client. You can download whichever version you want to use. Currently, I use the PC client, obviously, because you can see that I'm on my PC right now. I am in the United States, but I did VPN in through New Zealand so that I could get a pre-release client early to be able to play, and that was how I was able to be in the United States before it was released and play a couple weeks early. So that was pretty cool. Tonight, though, whenever the released version goes live, I do not expect for there to be a reset of our accounts, because purchasing was active during this last phase of testing, and I seriously doubt that they would reset people's accounts that have spent money on the game already. So I fully expect for my progress to be saved. I should be able to log into the launch client with my email that I registered my account with across all the different devices that I'm going to play, and it should transfer over seamlessly. So that's one of the neat things about this game, is it will transfer across devices and across platforms, and just use your registration email login, and that's going to be super sweet, because that way you can play on your PC while you're home, you can play in BlueStacks, you can play on the go on your phone, you can play on your iPad on the couch, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and that's one cool thing I really like about this game. But let's go ahead and get into the launch schedule patch notes. Now, keep in mind the way Netmarble does things is they just give you a basic overview of the patch at first, right before, and then a few days after the patch, once maintenance schedules have been submitted in place and stuff like that, they will usually go back through and do a more specific update to the patch notes. But the main things you want to take out of this right now is when the launch schedule is. And if you remember, I just showed you it's 3 hours away from the posting of this video right now. Then we want to talk about the new events that are live. I did get to actually see some of the new events. Well, not the new events, but the rate up summons. I was looking at the client just a little bit ago before it went down, and they already had the rate up legendary hero Guinevere and the rate up legendary hero Merlin summons up already. So I do know both of those are going to go live at once at release, and that was super cool to actually get to see that. On my account, Merlin was somebody that I was not able to pull, and he is somebody that I am going to go after gangbusters. I am going to get Merlin if it's the last thing I do, because he is such a clutch key character. He's one of the best heroes in the game, and you really need him for your account to be able to pass all different kinds of content. So I would highly advise for you to focus on the Merlin summon until you get him. Get enough of him to where you can go to the level that you want with him, with the chivalry system, and then go straight into focusing on Guinevere, because Guinevere is actually a very important character as well, because she has abilities that will help you with the Crom Kurok hero level 10 event, and it will help you pass that chapter of the story where he comes out and swallows your whole team. Guinevere gives you that ability to kind of bypass that attack and make that chapter so much easier to deal with. She's also useful in a few other things, but Merlin's key, and then go Guinevere, and then just whatever, you know. The new events that are going to be put in place are the Guinevere Hero Event Dungeon. That is so cool, because that means we're going to be able to get stuff to work on her as a hero from this dungeon for free. It's just going to take stamina and some sweat, so be ready to do that, because that's going to be super important. You're going to want to get all that free stuff you can, so that obviously you don't have to buy so much. You know, you want to try to keep your account, unless you're just a whale that has hundreds and thousands of dollars to throw around on a whim. You want to focus on these event dungeons so that you can get the resources you need to level up Guinevere. She's really good. The Prologue Dawn of War, I'm not really sure what that's going to be, but that's a new event, a new prologue event. Obviously, in a game like this, they're going to have what's called a stamina consumption event, where right at the start, that's the best time to have a stamina consumption event, honestly, because everybody is trying to power level their accounts. Everybody's burning through their stamina consumption items. So why not? Let's have a stamina consumption event where everybody can rank based on the amount of stamina they used and earn rewards. That's a really smart thing to do right now, and I really like to see that in there. Monster Hunter ranking event, obviously, you know from the past, or if you've watched any content on that, that's just basically, you know, how many monsters did you kill, how well did you do, what levels of monsters, that type of stuff. That's, you know, a cool little event to earn some rewards as well, because we're all going to be pushing our accounts, so we're going to be focusing on these things definitely, because we're going to want to get those hero levels up as quick as possible so that we can get into that content. The rate up summons I've already talked about. They're going to be Key, Merlin, then Guinevere. They're going to make some balance adjustments, and these are kind of vague right now. We don't really know which direction these balance adjustments are going to go. So this is a little scary right here, because obviously I don't want to see them nerf any of the heroes, because I feel like some of the heroes are kind of right where they need to be, like Guinevere. I don't want to see her get a nerf at all. Make adjustments to the legendary hero Guinevere. That's all they said, and we don't know if that means make a nerf or a buff. We don't know. Hopefully it's a buff, because she can honestly stand to have just a little bit more power in different areas of the game to make her a little bit more useful than she already is. Definitely we don't want a nerf. No nerf, no nerf. Come on, Netmarble. They're going to improve the number of times required to complete the clan's group missions. Now, when they say improve, we don't know if that means they're going to decrease the amount of times you have to do a task to be able to complete a clan group mission, or increase the amount of times that you need to do to complete that clan group mission, because some of them, you know, have like a 500 time completion and all that, and I don't know if that means they're going to raise it or lower it. Obviously, I don't know what they feel is improvement in that area. Right now, I think they're doable, and I like the fact that they're a little on the difficult side, because then that keeps the also-ran clans from being able to just chew through content and level up. You know, I want to see clans that actually deserve it be able to earn it, you know, when they have full rosters of people that are logging in daily and doing their tasks and doing their daily clan group missions. These are weekly that they're talking about now, though, so I have a feeling, and this is just a guess, so if I'm wrong, you can slay me in the comments on this one if you want, but I have a feeling they're going to increase the number of times required to complete those missions, because I have a feeling they think that they're just a little too easy right now, and I would highly agree with that. I would like to see them increase those. They're going to adjust the difficulty of the favor dungeons, floor 8 and 9. Yeah, they definitely need to do something with that, because level 7 is really intense, and then you have 8 and 9 right behind it that are just kind of like a joke at their power level right now where they're at. So they definitely need to work on either bringing down the difficulty of the previous one, level 7, or buff the difficulty of 8 and 9 to make it feel a little better, because right now you really struggle, and sometimes you're just scratching your head on how do I beat 7, and then you get an 8 and 9 and it's just a breeze, and you're just like, wow, you know. So I think they got the tuning on that just a little bit off. I think they're going to work on that, though. It sounds like they're going to adjust the difficulty of Nest of Yskog 7 and Origin of Apollo 7. So those two battles I'm not really too familiar with, because my team didn't get to the point that I could do 7 on either one of those. I was so close, almost right there, but I didn't quite make it, because like I said, I've only been playing for a couple weeks. That was enough time to really get in there and learn the game, but it wasn't enough time to get to the top levels of these contents, so I really don't know a lot to say about that one. The other improvements they're going to do are improve certain skill info descriptions, which is definitely needed, because there's a lot of stuff that you just kind of scratch your head when you read and you're like, huh? So, yeah, a lot of descriptions that don't make a lot of sense and don't really explain things very well. I think they're going to do a good job with improving that for sure. They're going to improve the passive skills that have the max uses increase as their skill level up additions. I'm not really sure who that focuses on, honestly. I don't have all the skills memorized, because I've just basically been using my core team and about 3 or 4 other legendaries right now, so I'm not really 100% sure as to what that applies to. If you know, please tell me in the comments what heroes that applies to, so I can kind of check that out and see, you know, what has changed and whether it was for the better or not. So I would love to take you into the game right now and actually show you some things in the game and about the game, but unfortunately, like I showed, it's down right now. We're waiting on the release version to be put in place. We have 2 hours and 48 minutes from this mark right now, and then I will be able to see you in game. So I wanted to tell you thank you for watching my content. I really appreciate you being here. I know you've got so many other things that you could be doing, but you've chose to spend your time with me and King Arthur Legends Rise as I talk about this game, dissect it, tear it apart. I'm going to be coming at this from a mainly free-to-play perspective, or just a light spending perspective. I may spend a little bit, but I'm going to try to keep that under control. So I'm going to try to come at this from a free-to-play perspective for the most part. So I'm going to be focusing on things like efficiency, build times, build qualities, hero gearing, skill team pairings, things of that nature to make my play as efficient as can be with the heroes that I have. I don't have them all right now, but I'd say on my account I probably got about 80% of the heroes pulled so far. The main ones that I'm missing obviously are quite a bit of legendaries, but I've got a lot of the rares, all of the rares and all of the uncommons, I think. And then obviously all the commons, everybody gets those first pull. But I'm going to be making content based around what I have, but also I'm going to be looking at other sites and information to try to point you in the direction of things that I can see that other people are talking about that are very good as well. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes open for that until I get to the point that I actually have enough heroes under my belt to really speak, intelligently from a knowledgeable point of view about a lot of this. So thank you for watching my content. And I also wanted to say that if you're looking for a community, a Discord community that is growing and thriving, over 500 members right now that love to talk about mobile games. We mainly focus on Game of Thrones Legends on there, but we're also branching out to discuss King Arthur Legends Rise. That's where we have our guild housed right now. If you're interested in joining our guild, we are under the name KOA Britain, and we are accepting new members. So if you're interested in joining and playing the game with us, we'd love to talk to you, and we'd love to include you in our family. So if you're interested in that, check the description for that link. All of my videos in the future will have a link to my Discord in that description, so you can always find that there. So I appreciate you watching my content, and I will see you in 2 hours and 46 minutes when King Arthur Legends Rise goes live, baby. Be there. Thanks for watching.